This way. Oops. That's it. So my lovely friends, thank you for joining me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Lovely lights, lovely February, towards the end of February lights. I am spotting some crocuses. Crocuses, oh my goodness me, in my garden. And yeah, crocuses in the gardens. It's absolutely lovely. So I hope you are all well. I'm a little bit later here on my page, but that's absolutely fine. So I'm just going to bring a few cards. Now I got two cards. You know, my new deck is the Gilded Tarot Royal cards. This one, and then also Stephanie J. King, Angelic Messages. Vladimir is here. Thanks for being here. So she's coming back onto our show talking about this set of cards, working with the angels. It's going to be absolutely lovely. But it's quite interesting because as I was taking the cards out, you know, even without shuffling, the card Joy came out. You know, it was immediately on top or on the bottom, and then just absolutely beautiful. You know, just a gentle reminder for us, that is for today, for all of us. A gentle reminder that actually, you know, every moment find the joy, you know. I had a few different things, you know, in my mind in the morning, and I was thinking, okay, so catch your thoughts, because every thought has a different angle, a different pattern. So why don't we look at the joy, you know, the joyous side, and what we can make, even if it's a little bit, you know, one of those things or incidents or people or conversation. But then what is the joy? Where is the joy? Where is the joy? You know, ask this question. Have today as a day when you are, okay, where is joy in this moment? Where is joy? Where is my joy? Where is my love? Where is my excitement? Where is my, you know, quiet anticipation that I know the next moment is joyful. This moment is joyful, you know? So even without the need to shuffle the cards, this really wanted to come and talk to us, okay? So make it today a joyful day. Rachel is here. Thanks very much for being here. Let me know where you are guys from. And then why it's really, really beautiful, because, I wanted to say, what was that? I wanted to say here with this. Because the cards, you know, the energy knows what we need to talk about without me thinking, because I never think about anything when I come here and talk. But then we just need to feel. And then also while I'm holding my hand like that, it really feels like, you know, having that not anticipation, but appreciation and being grateful for this very, very moment, whether you are praying or not, but then feeling that essence of yourself, you know, because if you are going from different place, more of the ego, and it's quite constipated energy, then it's not going to be joyful, and we are going to see the certain things, you know, what we are giving out. That is what we are going to experience. Now yesterday was the 22nd of February 2022. Really interesting day. It's at 10 o'clock, 22 hour. I lit a candle, and in that very moment my candle went out. It's quite spooky for the moment, but when I lit it again, there was just absolutely beautiful healing energy immediately coming forward, and I said to myself, oh my goodness me, there is, you know, the energy is definitely aligning for us. We need to focus on the light, okay? We need to focus on how we can keep that positive. I don't really like using the energy, don't really like using the word positive, you know, the joy in the very moment. It's not that I am looking for it outside of me, but within myself, and I'm finding it. And you know, that's always there. That's always there. And we just need to tap into that all the time. You know, that is the invitation. Because one of the most important things I learned from the Anna Frank conversations, if you follow that last year, actually this time last year, oh my goodness me, this time last year, when she started giving us the guidance, that when she said that the only thing what she could take with her was the joy, you know, the joy in my heart. And ever since I've been really thinking about that, you know, it really resonated, it really makes sense. So today's card is joy, you know, find the joy. Even if you don't see the joy or don't feel the joy, okay, so what is joyful in here? What is joyful in this very moment, you know? What is joyful? And be quiet for a little while, you know, for a minute or two. So let's see. Rachel says, my name is Rachel, and lovely to have you here from Dublin, Ireland. Thank you for being here. from your father. You would like to have a message from your father. You know what, guys, what I'm doing, I'm just doing the daily short message here because I've got something else to do, and then I'm doing a group in the afternoon. So a little bit later, or possibly tomorrow, but I will come back because I know I've been promising, you know, personal messages, but right now it is not the because I know if I start, then there will be a lot of other such requests, you know, and I don't want to leave everybody or anybody behind, you know. So make sure that you are here when I go live, you know, because sometimes that energy can happen, and I am happy to accommodate it, but right now I've got something else timetabled here, you know, so apologies for that. But I will bring you another card from this one. So joy. Okay, so today, Wednesday, we are having joy halfway through the week in that sense, you know, if you are following that week. So I'm going to have the Gilded Tarot Royale card. I'm going to bring, okay, three cards. I wanted to say 3 questions. So if you have a question, if you have 2 questions or 3 questions, just hang on to those questions and concentrate on the number. Okay, 1, 2, or 3, 1, 2, or 3, 1, 2, or 3. What do we need to, you know, understand and breathe into for today, Wednesday, the 23rd of February, 2022. 1, 2, or 3. And what Spirit says that it's good that you are doing 1, 2, 3 because this is how the messages needed to be addressed. Okay, so I'm just picking. Sometimes I just have to go for the top. Okay, so if you are choosing number 1, okay, that's card number 1. I don't know what is on the card, but number 1. If you are choosing number 1, I'm feeling like, or hearing. Okay, hearing and feeling a lot of conversations, you know, as if I have to say something, the people are saying something, and it's like there and back and there and back, and it's not just chatty, but it's quite elevated, and there is that oh, come on, okay, that is the energy. So if you are choosing number 1 and that is your energy, what Spirit says, just, you know, just filter through the conversations, because you might not need to listen to everything, and you might not need to respond to everything. It's just like, it's quite interesting because I was saying it within this setting, but yours is much more intense, you know. And then I feel that if you're choosing number 1, you might be feeling a little bit tired with that as well. And the Spirit says that quite rightly, you are feeling tired, and then you just need to notice your energy dropping or going this way and that way. It means that you yourself need to watch your own energies, you know. So we cannot give our energies and resources to all of the people, you know, families and friends, and that all the time. And within that, you know, when you do that, when you step into that space, you create balance, you know, because everything, you will be there for the people, and you will be there. It's quite interesting because that's my conversation as well. But if you are choosing number 1, okay, that's yours. But you will be there when you need to be there, and conversations will take place when they need to take place. Okay, so if it makes sense. It's interesting because at the back of the card I'm seeing the sun, and whether you meditate with the sun or having that balance and then call and bring that energy within yourself. I feel like if you are choosing number 1, it is definitely a time that you started taking yourself more seriously, you know, and then it's like that life can go this way, but you started finally, what Spirit says, you finally started taking yourself seriously, and, you know, I am now here, and wow, how come I have not come to this point within myself, okay? And then the energy is more of a waking up, you know, and hooray, so I'm cheering for you, okay? So if this resonates with you in number 1, then here we go. Okay, let's see, what is your card? The Magician. Oh yeah. Look at that. So if you're choosing number 1, you get the card Magician, and then you know very well you've got everything there, and now it's not that you need to think about actions and the doing things, but then how you are going to use all what you are already given, okay? And there is a wisdom coming forward, okay? So that is for number 1. Number 1. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what we have for number 2. Now, number 2, I don't know what I said for number 2 yesterday, but it still feels like, whether you are number 2 from yesterday or not, but it feels like as if things are up in the air. It's all over the place. And then, yes, we can have that creative energy. I feel that Spirit is giving me the same conversation as we had yesterday. Maybe that is what we need to hear here, because it feels that if you're choosing number 2, make sure that you are not getting lost with the details, you know, in the details. and it is that, yes, you want to be very, very thorough, and you want to give the attention to every single detail. And then you got the tendency, I want to be very, very detailed. I want to be really, really, I just this one. But what Spirit says is make sure that you keep your head up, because that might be your own tactic or your own coping mechanism, that you are sidetracking yourself from the main thing what you need to deal with. What Spirit is inviting you to have, if you are choosing number 2, have courage in your heart. Okay, number 1 was you already have that one. Okay, number 2 now. Okay, bring that courage. Just feel. We need to be in our heart, and we need to work with our own heart. And then it's what Spirit says, that before you start doing again your little detail here and there, little things, doing all the things, come back to your heart, having that courage, having that strength, and having that grace at the same time. Because you might be just what is the word, you would rather do something else as opposed to really bringing that energy to yourself, or really owning yourself and owning your own courage. So if you're choosing number 2, your work today is within yourself, okay? Within yourself, and then your thing. Right now, we don't have to be busy with the other little details of what you are doing, okay? So choosing the card, interestingly, I again have to come for the top here, okay? Your card is 6 of Swords. Yes, look at that. 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords. So I am focusing, I've got all those things in my boat. And then yes, some of them might be too, put or stuck into the bottom of my little boat. Even the water might come, start coming through. But then look at her head, how she's holding her head up. Despite of what I have, I am standing tall. Look at that. There is that strong energy. It's not 5 and not 4, but it is 6. And then I'm also noticing, yes, I've got the clouds behind me and then the darkness, but I'm going forward. And then she knows very well why and how she needs to do things. And notice there is nobody else with her. There is no other conversation going on or going around, but this is just herself, okay? It is just herself. So here we go. If you are choosing number 2, that's the card, that is a message for you today, You will have time to go back and take the swords out of your board, but right now, or even while you are doing, you are there for that focus, okay? So that is for card number 2. Let's see what we have for card number 3. Now, if you are choosing number 3, you've got a financial conversation going on today, and what Spirit says that, okay, what I have, just make sure that right now, for today, Wednesday, you are taking things in, okay? So if it's financial conversation, give and take, you make sure that today is the taking thing, okay? And then you might feel that you need to go around and then just check that everything what belongs to you comes back to you. And what Spirit is quite right that you are doing it. Sometimes people can forget about things. So if you lend things like a book or something to other people or anything, and if it feels a little bit delayed, it doesn't want to come back, or there is an excuse, then sadly, sometimes we have to go after those people because we want to have our books back to us. And there is a card here. Also, what Spirit says, if you are choosing number 3, whether it is any of you who is listening right now, or if you understand it on replay, but there is a grandmother energy, okay? So if you are number 3, tap into grandmother energies around you. It feels more of a mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, those ones who are a bit shorter, a little bit chubbier around the hip and all that, but then pretty much alive, okay? And whether any of you understand a grandmother like that, but it feels, or we can all work with our grandmothers, because I feel if you're choosing number 3, that she would put the foot down, and then now we are talking, it's more of a business energy, but it's coming from heart, coming from a love space, coming from compassion, but at the same time, that is what she's saying, put your head wear your head on your neck, because today while you are dealing with this receiving and getting, and that is the energy that you will need, that energy, and then you will rest peacefully, you will have a good night's sleep afterwards. If you're choosing number 3, I feel that we are a business people for number 3 today, because it feels like you have your plans, and don't give away your plans, you just keep them to yourself, and then just give them energy from time to time, the different blocks of energy, and then you give energy to that, give different ideas and give energy to that, but right now don't give it away, because they are still formulating themselves, and then it feels that you need to work on your ideas parallel, all together parallel, one here, one there, So that is for number 3. Okay, let's see what we have for the card for number 3. And your card is Knight of Cups. Yes. Notice how the Knight is holding out the cup in his hand. Look at that. Yep, and there's more action, because we are raising the horse. We are not standing in the water and we let the water pass by. But we are lifting ourselves. There is action around that today, okay? And it might surprise some of your peers, and some of the people around you. But hey, you got the freedom. You can go forward, you can go backwards. But then today your energies are moving forward. Now I go back to the main card from the angelic realms, angelic messages. This deck is joy today, and without me needing to shuffle the card, this was on the top of it or bottom of it, or anyway when I took it out of the box, this came into my hand straight away. So the invitation is find joy. Where is joy? Where is joy in this very moment? Where is joy in this very moment? I'm feeling joyful because the sun is coming forward. I'm feeling joyful because I spotted my crocuses growing in the garden. I'm feeling joyful because the wind stopped, and then it stopped pushing the garden fences and all the different things outside. I'm feeling joyful because I've got little flowers here next to me. I'm feeling joyful because there's joy, because I can see my eyes to see. So you ask the same question, what is joy? Where is joy in my life right now? Okay, so the invitation was this one. And Ariel, okay, working with, I wanted to say air, that is what I hear, but notice the chest, my chest is open. I'm joy. Where is joy? What is joy in your life? So that is for today's invitation. Today's little message here. So I really thank you for being here. So I can see Vladimir is here, Rachel is here, Afia is here, Monica is here. Thanks, Samira is here. Let me see if I can scroll. Garima, thanks very much for being here. I can see personal questions. I'm not going to answer personal questions because that was not the intention and the time I can be here, but I will be doing that as well. Shahir is here. Thanks very much for being here. If you liked it, make sure you like it and share it and invite other people so people can benefit from this, because even if you understood one thing but not the other, that's absolutely fine, because that has been the intention, is how I put it out as a general energy tuning into the energy intuitively for today. So that was Wednesday, 23rd of, for some reason I want to say March. This month I just want to say March, so I can't wait for March, but here we go. So that was for February. Now yesterday's radio show, you had a replay of Stuart Lex trance medium work when he was working with White Eagle. If anybody of you is interested in, we've got tickets for the event what we are doing next Friday the 4th of March, where you have the opportunity to ask questions. Stuart is going to be in trance working, White Eagle is going to work with us, so it's going to be your opportunity to ask questions. Sometimes it is a question from a materialistic world, whether I marry this person or how things are happening in my life. That is one way of asking questions. And the other one is, like I was doing it in the show, more of the humanity what is happening on our earth and how we can help each other. So, and then within that we have guidance, what is happening with our own lives as well. So if anybody's interested, send me an email, because it's going to be a smaller group. It's not a big thing, so that we want to make sure that a lot of you, basically everybody, would have something, something to take away. And I am hosting that event, and it's going to be on Zoom. It's £15, £15 UK currency, or whatever currency you have. So feel free to send me a message to hello at zsuzannamedium.com, and I'm happy to welcome you there as well. So I'm sending you lots of love, many blessings, and also, yes, I'm saying it, if anybody's interested in my Patreon community, get tuned in, because there will be options for you as well if you want to have more conversations and more live readings and more guidance on a weekly or a monthly basis, or even if you want to support one of my projects. So that is a space where it's going to be advertised, or I'm going to give it out, open it to the public very soon. So here we go. That was today. I hope you will have a good day, morning, afternoon. Tell me where you are from, because here it is afternoon here in the UK. The sun is moving, the light is changing, and here we go. So lots of love to you all. Thanks very much for being here. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.